Is it a woman's piece more important, or are they both the same? Me, in my experience in all my years, man, and when I say in my experience, I don't necessarily mean me. I mean watching all the hard men and women I done grew up around, working hard, trying to just make it. It ain't, we all have that set goal to where we want to, get to the next level and be at the next level. But at the same time, what a lot of people don't tell you about is the struggle everybody goes through that to get there. It's all right to post the fame and the glitter and glam to social media, but nobody posts or nobody talks about the struggle that the man or woman go through. But here's the thing. When you under a household, when you got a family, that's where peace is important. The importance is that, number one, if a real man is the sole provider, paying the bills, paying the car note, paying the rent, paying the light bill, putting gas in the car, it doesn't matter. If that man is the sole provider and he dealing with the bullshit at work, dealing with the bosses, dealing with the co-workers, dealing with just everything, even dealing with, if you're a good looking dude like me and my brother and my partners, you deal with the temptations. You know what I'm saying? So as a man coming home, hoping to come home to a peaceful home, his peace is important, because he has to, he after getting off of work and coming home from a 9-to-5 job, a man don't want to come home and get told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, what time to do it. You done been home for an hour now. Get up and fix this. Get up and do that. That's why a man's peace is important, because for the simple fact that when we at peace, we think better, we thrive better, we move different, we move better, we move grown. And when I say moving grown, that's a totally different than just moving, paying the bills, and coming and going. You just move different. You know what I'm saying? Everything is taken care of. Nothing need to be asked, for a man to do this. All right, babe, I heard you. I get to it. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, that's why a man's peace is important, more important than a woman's peace. Because if she's the queen of the castle, time that man walk in the door, he's greeted, he's loved, he's cared. How was your day? Is everything okay? How was work? Take your shoes off. Let me fix you something. It don't have to be a meal. Let me fix you a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Let me cook you some bacon. Some simple shit. Here's the thing. And I tell these young bucks all the time. Men, we love unconditionally. Keyword, unconditionally. Women love under conditions. Now let me repeat that. Men love unconditionally. If we in love with that woman, man, it's like, honestly, bro, if we in love with that woman and we provide it and there's history there and longevity, it's like we don't give a damn what that woman do. We gonna forgive her. We gonna say, baby, it's okay. I forgive you. Everything gonna be all right. Right? But women love under conditions. If you're taking care of the house, paying the bills, taking care of everything like you're supposed to, that woman is at peace. Which that man is at peace, and he brings that woman peace. But time that man stop doing that, or let's say he have a downfall or a setback, then that conditional love starts to deteriorate. She stopped loving him. She stopped doing all the things, and the argument comes. He come home from work, argument comes. You need to get up and do this. You need to get up and do that. You know what I'm saying? So the peace for a man is highly, highly important, and that the fact that at the end of the day, we don't care. A man doesn't care what he has going on. He will literally subside his issues and his peace to make sure his family is okay, to make sure that woman is fine, to make sure that the house is taken care of, to make sure the bills is paid, to make sure everything is just A1. You know, it's like we don't give a damn about what we got going on in our life. You know what I'm saying? All we know is our woman is uneasy. She's unpeaceful right now. So let me put what I got going on the back burner to ensure my lady is fine, or to ensure my family is fine, or to ensure, you know, my bills is paid. So that's the difference in a man's peace versus a woman's peace. You know, here's what get me. And a lot of y'all women might get mad, but I'm finna put it out there. Hold on a minute. Let me get on my Cat Williams right quick. Let me take a drink. Now, cause shit about to get real, bro. This been a long time coming, bro. Shit about to get real.
Hey, not straight up.
Okay. Explain this here. How can a man go out, work 365 days out of a year, give or take, right? Pay all the bills, right? And let's say his woman is working, right? But at the same time, a woman ain't bought that man anything, ain't took that man out, ain't did nothing for that dude. You feel me? But let me back up a little bit, right? If you say, babe, hey, let me borrow $200 to put on the light bill. I'm paying all the bills. She says she broke.
I was just talking about that too. I was definitely just talking about that, bro.
What? How you broke and you ain't paying no bill? You feel me? I see this on social media, man, a lot, and it's sad that I hate to say it, but y'all modern women, man, y'all got life screwed up, and you know, and I ain't saying like all modern women. I'm saying the average woman, you know, modern woman, like Cardi B said, you know, it's a household mean both parties come together. If I don't have it, my lady have it. If my lady don't have it, I have it. But we have lost sight of that. You know what I'm saying? Which goes back to what? It distorts the peace. So now a woman is saying, hey man, listen, this and that, you know, we need this, we need that, you know, and instead of trying to save the money, you spend the money on shopping, you spend the money on this, you spend the money on that. Let me say this here, right? And I'm finna kill it all right here. When a woman gets a lump check versus a man gets a lump check, here's the conditional and unconditional, right? But they finna hate. Hold on, man. Before you say it, hold on a minute. One time for Cat Woods. Hold on.
If you would like to come on the show, debate that, you're always invited. Everyone's invited.
Hold on.
You actually invited now. Just let us know. All right.
Let me put you on the show. Let me say this here, cause hey, this has been a long time coming, bro. Let me say this here. How can a man go out and make a shit ton of money, right? But when we get that lump sum, let's say income tax check. Let's put it on that.
Exactly.
Let's put it on the income tax check, because guess what? The average American gets it, right? Male or female, right? The average American gets it, right? So let's say this here. Let's say the income tax check. A woman getting $8,000 versus a man getting $5,000. A man would literally put those $5,000 towards his house and his family first, right?
True.
Before he think about going about this, that, etc., etc., etc.
Majority
of you women, because it is some dudes that do that too. But the average woman She get a lump sum. Guess what she thinking about? Trips, nails, purse, clothes, partying with the homegirls, and then say, "Oh, babe, we need food in the house." Well, goddamn it, you just got $8,000. Go get food.
Man, come on.
You just got $5,000. Go get food. You just got $2,000. Go get food. I just spent all my money paying the bills, getting caught up, getting my credit right, everything you've been telling me that I need to do to get on track, we do it. But here's the thing: time we tell a woman to get on track, oh boy, that's a whole argument in itself. And like I said, I ain't picking on nobody. I'm just speaking facts. I'm speaking reality, man. That is reality. That is facts. So guess what? That goes back to what the topic is about. Peace. A man's peace is way more important than a woman's peace. Okay, let me say this here. Let's say a woman carries the load and doing all this and that and blah, 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 and et cetera, right? So a lot of women out here think they load is heavier than a man because guess what? They're raising a family. Let me tell you this something. A man been raising a family, been carrying the X and Y chromosome in his ball sack since he's been born. Women eggs don't get fertilized until he inserts himself in him and releases himself in him, and she gets pregnant. Until then, that egg is dead. We carry life. We are been having life instilled in us. The woman is the bringer of life. You understand what I'm saying? We've been carrying life and gonna carry life till we die, because the male reproduces until he dies. Women have an age limit. You know what I'm saying? So my word on that, man, is that this social media has affected our brains, and I hate to say this, but like I said, I ain't picking on a gender, but it has affected the human brain more so women than men, and it's sad because I see that every day on social media. That's why I don't be on social media like that. I see that every day, coming and going at the stores. You know, women want all the glitter and glam. They want to travel. They want to do this because they see all these celebrities doing it. But guess what? The celebrities never post that struggle. They don't post that struggle. They don't post how they got there. They don't post, you know what I'm saying, that fact that they've been living homeless. They don't post the fact that a lot of them been on that stripper pole. They don't post that shit. They'll say it, tell it, yeah.
Exactly.
At one point in time, I was doing this and that. But that actual struggle being in them shoes is rough. And then the thing is, the average, I say a little less than the average modern woman, if she ain't getting what she getting from one man, she'll run to the next man to get what she wants. That's that let me fill y'all in on what that's called. That's the 80-20 rule. And if y'all ain't familiar with the 80-20 rule, learn it. Madea already spoke about it. That shit is actually real. The 80-20 rule is real. When you got 80% at home, you got a man doing 80% of everything, but he's missing that 20%. You go out and try to find that 20% that he's missing. And then when you get that 20%, that man that you partying with, having a little entanglement or whatever, is not giving you that 80%. What that's called is he's in your life for a moment. That man that's at home paying the bills is in your life for a lifetime. That's the difference. That's the peace. That's the peace instilled in that man. That's a strong man. So with that being said, and I'm going to turn this back over to my boy, is that a man's pieces are actually a lot more important. And then the fact that I've gotten to the point to, if I see one of my brothers hurting and I see they down and they hit me up, I'm going to be there. Because as men, we don't tell each other, bro, I love you. We don't tell each other, bro, everything is everything. You can't say everything is going to be all right, because at the moment, it ain't all right. That's why you got the call. You feel me? So just because we men and we wear an S on our chest, because we have to make sure everything is up to par with our family, and we doing the best for our family, don't mean that we don't hurt. You know, don't mean that we Superman all the time. You know, we are heroes to our family. And then when we go out in public around our friends and at work and stuff like that, we have to keep that S on our chest. We have to play that Superman role, knowing that we beat up and broken and bent on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And to the average strong man, it takes a lot to break us. But at the end of the day, a lot of women have to understand this one thing. We do break, but we do bend a lot, which eventually that piece of steel will break. So at the end of the day, man, I think that a woman needs to value a man's peace, you know, and not just ask her man or ask a man those basic on the surface questions. Ask him, is there anything you want to talk about? How can I be better at home for you? How can we make things better? How can we progress? You know what I'm saying? All those small surface level things right up under the surface brings a better household, brings better financial stability. Yeah, love language is a hell of a lot better. It's just a lot that goes with it, bro. It's a lot that I can speak on. I can go on this for days. I can sit here and smoke all my goddamn cigars in one night and talk about this whole, just about this one subject. But they ain't ready for it. Move on to the next topic, my dude.
Hey, matter of fact, that's enough said on that. You got to be at peace. If the man ain't at peace, that household won't be at peace, and that woman would never be at peace. I just always remember my dad and my granddad saying that if the man ain't at peace,
the woman ain't at peace.
The household won't be at peace.
The household ain't at peace, bro. It's distorted. It is literally distorted.
Gotta be together, man. And just so y'all know, both of us are in a relationship, so you know he with his wife, and I'm with my fiance. So we trying to get stuff rolling, man.
I would just show up that.
I'm trying to get on your level, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I ain't married, but this been on my finger, man. Ever since I proposed to my woman, that has literally been on my finger, and it haven't came off.
Gotcha. Hey man, that move right.
And let me say this here. Let me say this. Just because I wear this, right, don't mean that me and my lady don't have our up and downs, bro. That's life. That's a part of it. But that smooth paved road ain't always paved when you start going around them curves and them hills. It get a little bumpy. It get dusty. It get dirty. You know, it make you say some shit. It make you cuss and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it make it you get to yourself and you figure out how to get through that. You figure out how to continue to climb that hill. You know what I'm saying? And that's another problem with the whole peaceful shit. You know, if a woman that thinks she's gonna have peace on the other side of that hill, baby, you got another thing coming. Just because that other man is showing you some peaceful, fun shit at the moment, it ain't always gonna be like that. You feel me? Because time he's done with you, it's on to the next.
It's always on to the next.
It's always on to the next, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it 100, my nigga.
So that take us to time and resources. Basically, time and resources, man. What I mean by that is the time you put into somebody should make the resources the bottom line resources that you should live by in every relationship. And it's like food and water. This is what you got to survive off of. If you end up putting so much time into a person to where you're not giving them, they're not giving you the same love back, the same effort that you're going to work, which is he's talking about, part of a man's peace is his work.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? If you're not happy at work, you probably won't be happy at the house too. But once he finds that peace, it's for the peace not to be interrupted. That's what we're really talking about. And the peace can grow on to you. We're trying to give you a part of that peace as men, because we are the natural born leaders that God put here to lead. If you believe in God, hopefully you do. All right. Time and resources, man. It's all about making sure you put in the effort, the practice. Practice make perfect. If you practice to control your attitude, guess what's going to happen at the house when you get in your first argument? Practice made perfect. We not perfect at all. The reason we doing this podcast and speaking on it, because we've been through a lot of things to where we don't want to drop the ball to give, you know, to the young boys that's growing up. A lot of people didn't speak to me and Aunt about nothing, about growing up and things like that. Everybody was just too busy doing this and doing that. So we kind of learned along the way, always kept in touch with each other, chirp on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you going through this, you going through this, and this. And we'll always you know, get back to, you know, the basics of being a man and developing your household, developing your children, trying your best to keep your household at peace as much as possible. Because like he said, once you find your peace, and like I always say, once you find your peace as a man, your woman definitely can follow if she is the following type. That's a whole other subject we're gonna talk about on another day. The following type. All right.
But let me expound on that a little bit too, just a little bit. So just to piggyback off what my brother said, man, and me and my lady talk about this all the time, because we get into like our little debates, man. And honestly, let me let y'all know something. Debates in a relationship is healthy. It's healthy.
Tell them between a debate and an argument. There you go. Debate and an argument.
A debate is basically saying when you can prove something, when you have to have the possibility of proving something with statistical facts. An argument is something that goes back to what the first topic was. It distorts the peace. It tears your home apart. An argument, a lot of times arguments are, truth be told, unnecessary. Unless you done got caught cheating, unless you done got caught, you know, doing some foul shit where she has the right to argue or he has the right to argue. An argument a lot of times is unnecessary. It has no point. It's something where a voice needs to be proven and heard, and that's just it. A debate is just what it is, like you see on TV, when there are a lot of statistical facts that can be proven and say, hey man, listen, let me give you an example. I do read. I don't read often, but I do read. Reading is fundamental. Like Eddie Griffin said, reading is fund F-U-N to mental. Okay? It's fundamental, but it's to mental. That means your thought process become better, your speech become better. Guess what? You learn how to approach those conversations that you always wanted to be involved in. You learn how to talk around a certain crowd. You learn how to maneuver around a certain crowd. You wonder why folks wonder why that a lot of black folks ain't in these white folks crowd talking and stuff like that. You know why? Because we don't speak their language. It ain't the fact that they talking Spanish or Japanese or some shit like that. It's just the fact that we don't speak their language. So what I mean by we don't speak their language, we don't walk like them, we don't talk like them. It's not always on the business ethic aspect. It's always like, damn man, you know, I need them rims on my car. I need this type of house. Instead of saying, hey man, how did you get that? What process did you go through to establish that? Let me know the blueprint. But guess what? I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna make y'all think. A lot of motherfuckers walk around asking for a handout with their hand out. Ooh. They ain't understand that, bro. They didn't even understand that. Let me repeat that again, dog. Let me repeat that again. A lot of people, a lot of y'all walking around asking for a handout with your hand out. Here's what I mean. Okay. Here's exactly what I mean. So what I mean by that, instead of learning the process, it's always what? Man, put me on. It's always put me
For
on.
real.
Why
For
do
real.
I have to put you? Why I have to put you immediately onto something that I had to learn myself, bro? Everybody knows when it comes to that crypto market, I'm a whiz. Why? Because I sit down and I study, I read, I look up stuff. That's a part of the process. Then guess what? I share that information with my homeboys, right? I say, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is how you transfer this to that. It's a process. But
Yeah.
everybody don't want that. They don't want to go through that process. You want $1,000 a day, but you don't want to learn how to make $1,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. So let me go back to what he said earlier, and I'm going to expound off that when I said about reading. Michelle Obama has a book out if y'all ain't read her book, and she actually did a speak. And somebody asked her, they say, how do you handle when Barack Obama is all tired and worn out and stuff like that? She said it plain and simple. There's times that my husband came home and he gave 30%. Miss Obama said that's when she stepped in and gave that 70%. So a lot of women don't want to do that. Men, yes, we are natural born leaders. Absolutely. But guess what? We get tired. We get beat up. We get this. We get that. When Barack Obama stepped into the White House, man, that man had a head full of black hair. When he left the White House, his hair was just as silver as I don't know what. But guess what? That man was still looking good. He still was in shape. You know why? Because he had that strong woman on his side. That right now, if she ran for president, she'll win because she's smart. And guess what? She stepped up. She stepped up and was a leader when she knew when to be a leader. See, the average modern woman is always saying, hey, the man's supposed to lead. He's supposed to do this. He's supposed to do that. Guess what? You're right. I agree with you. But what happens when we get tired? What happens when we get tired? What happens when we don't have a long 12-hour day and we come home and all we want to do is sleep? The trash need to be taken out. Did this need to be done? Did that need to be fixed? That's when a woman has to step in and say, you know what, my man is tired. Let me take care of that. Let me take the trash out. Let me go get the mail. That's that 20 to 30%. It doesn't, we ain't telling you to go out there and break your motherfucking back to pay the bills in the house. All we saying is just help us out. That's it.
Hey, that's a mouthful. It's all about also having accountability, which takes us to our next topic, man. Accountability issues. All right. Accountability issues is people. Even I was a victim of it. Accountability issues, taking accountability for what you do, for what your actions are, for what your output is. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been fired from jobs. I done had jobs hire me straight off the top, maybe first day, even without a drug test. You know what I'm saying? Accountability comes into where you know you about to take a drug test, but you still go smoke some weed. You still go do whatever you do to make that HGH go up. You still go take some caffeine when you know you don't supposed to. You know good and well that something was your fault. If you cheated in the relationship, you expect that man to say, hey, I cheated. I'm sorry. I did this XYZ. Won't do it again. Da 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 da. But it seems like when the shoe on the other foot, and this ain't a show just to bash my ladies. I just want to make sure the ladies understand you need to get on here with us to prove, to speak your mind, prove some of your points so we can have some dialogue. Because what's happening is the men and the women aren't really talking. You guys are more on the social media. Every woman I know is on social media all day long. I didn't even know about the P. Diddy thing.
The who?
The P. Diddy, the whole P. Diddy, all that craziness that went on. I didn't even know about it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I was told by multiple people, aunties, even my grandma knew about it. You know what I'm saying? And it just proved the point that to show you that, hey man, the accountability, taking issue with like I said yesterday, weaponizing what's going on in the gay community or the lesbian community when they're trying to push the initiative on other people. Some of our ladies who we're giving this chance to lead aren't saying what's wrong. They're always agreeing to what's wrong. Right. Instead of, you know what I'm saying? You will put your foot down when it comes to your man, but when you see another issue that you know needs to be addressed, everybody runs because they kind of scared. They kind of scared to touch the issue with the LGBT community for some reason. But what you're doing is you're not making these gays and lesbians have accountability.
Absolutely.
Because when you talk about them, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear you talk about them. They gonna say you doing bashing to whatever their genre is, to whatever, you know what I'm saying, they sex is, and that's where we wrong, y'all. That's where it gotta get. We are out of hand. We have lost control.
Right.
Like I said about Cassie and the whole Diddy situation. Cassie waited good and well. She knew what she was doing the whole time, but she waited good and well until it was time to get Diddy and put him on blast. And she put him on blast pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Even when she signed the gag order, she still did what she did. Diddy was wrong. I'm not supporting Diddy. I'm just saying at the end of the day, she had accountability issues and she could have handled that herself. But instead, she was kind of afraid to come out. So why was she so brave then to come out instead of back in the day? I have no idea. I'm thinking that maybe Diddy was telling her she was gonna be his wife, and he never married her. And the young girl came into the play, Young Miami, and that's how it folded. Once Cassie learned this thing had been going on for a minute. You think Young Miami and P. Diddy had just started talking last year? Nah, that thing had been played out time after time after time. You know what I'm saying? Accountability, right, man, is big, man. You are in your life because you put yourself at that point. The reason I got fired from jobs, I got my own self fired from jobs. Bad attitude, probably wasn't working as hard as I was wanting to do. I getting over at work. All of us get over at work. Everybody slack. You know what I'm saying? So it's just by having accountability to when you are in that relationship to make sure you have that same energy when you're at work. Don't treat your boss better than you do your husband or your boyfriend. Because that's what we all get it twisted.
That's right.
It's a lot of us do that. Am I right?
Yeah.
They treat their boss better than they do.
It was said the other day, and it made perfect sense, how a woman can go to work and do what she's supposed to do at work. Yes, sir. No, sir. Hey, I need you to take the papers over there. I got you. I need you to do this. I got you. I need you to go grab us lunch. I got you. But when she come home, she treat her dude the exact opposite. I ain't doing this. I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all want that. Y'all want that married life or that commitment life, but you still want to be single in these streets. And not saying that. Not when I say that, I'm not saying cheating. I'm saying acting. You know what I'm saying? You want to hang around single people. Single people do single shit. You know what I'm saying? And let me say that again. Single people do single shit. So that goes back to a topic. Like I said, I listened to my boy yesterday. I went back and watched it. And he said something very valid, man. Why in the hell would I want to hang around with my single friend, knowing that I got a woman and y'all out talking and this is, this and that and hollering at bitches. Well, excuse me, hollering at women. And, knowing y'all out what we used to call back in the day scavenger hunting when I'm the one that's married, so it's kind of like that peer pressure. Then everybody like, damn, why he so standoffish? Motherfucker, I got a woman. Now I'm the oddball. Now I'm the one that's messing up the party because I'm being faithful to my girl, but at the same time it's peer pressure. But we all had those friends that was like, hey man, I got this bad chick, man, that wanna holler at you. I know you got a lady, but we just trying to have fun for the night. Now ask yourself, is that right? Like I said, single shit. But here's the fucked up part. A woman can go out there and have a conversation with a man, and we know what that man's intention is, and this goes back to the topic yesterday. Because ain't no man out here friends with a woman. Absolutely fucking none. That nigga would sit in the cut for 20 years to get them guts, bro. And that is 100% fact.
30 years. Why? Hey, man, I done seen 50 years. Hey, my dad told me it's been 50 years to do.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. A man will sit in the cut and be that friend for time she get in the argument, be that friend for that shoulder to lean on, for that ear. But see, now she already done gave him the blueprint to her weakness.
Exactly.
And y'all ain't even realize it when this man done discovered you in 5 minutes, and you not realizing that you done basically cracked that window, done unlocked and cracked it. While a real man, the average man be like, no, you gotta do, man. Go fix your shit. Now, I said that because there are some men, and let me say this. So one thing I was taught when I was a kid, when I do this right here, pointing the finger at everybody else, I got the main 3 pointed back at me because I've been in this. So I'm gonna speak on it. I'm gonna talk about myself first. I'm gonna put myself under the bus. I've done that. So I done hollered at married women in a relationship. I didn't give a shit. I had one goal, one mission: seek and destroy. That is it. That is it. That's it.
And I'm on that mission.
Man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna go back to, like my boy said yesterday, man. We done it all. We was treated like celebrities. Like I said, I listened to the podcast yesterday. we done it all. We had celebrity status for a long time in that city and and in the outskirts of that city. Like people loved us. They wanted to be us. And at the same time, they hated us because they didn't have that status we had. But here's the crazy part, right? I'm gonna put myself under the bus. Man, me and my partners went to Tallahassee, man, and we was at a friend of mine's house that ain't no longer a friend, which was a topic he spoke on yesterday. He stayed right around the corner from FAMU, and we had went to this little hole in the wall club called Mount Zion. And we had met some chicks, and we knew that this chick was getting married because she had the bride to be, the bride to be on her motherfucking damn shit. But I wasn't studying that shit. Man, I mangled that girl up at my homeboy house after my side, bro. I ain't give a shit. But guess what? That goes back to exactly what I was saying, man. A man don't sit in the cut for nothing. He has a goal, he has a purpose, he has a mission, bro. And he's not just a friend. Because a real friend would be like, look, man, don't I'm sorry, but I understand you got problems in your relationship, but you need to talk to you need to go talk to your guy about that. You know, you need to go talk to your guy. You need to go, discuss that with your guy. You need to calm down, relax, and go talk to your guy about that. And that nigga that's just waiting, man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga ain't shit.
Man.
And guess what? Guess what? Truth be told, he has the right to say that, but he ain't got the right to say that because you done gave him everything about that man.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Then he should know. So it's fucked up.
Every detail.
It's fucked up when you done gave that man every detail about what's going on in your relationship. That's why I don't hang with unmarried people. That's why I don't talk to people that ain't in a relationship. I talk to a couple of my partners about my relationship. You know what I'm saying? My brother on the podcast, my homeboy Quentin, and my mom and dad, and my cousin that's married. Other than that, man, I don't speak to no outside people. You know why? Because an outside person that's not in a committed relationship, engaged or married, can't tell me shit.
Yeah. Listen, I would on my single day. Guess what? I'm rambling the internet, and I run into my brother wife or my brother girl. I ran into her on the internet. Didn't even know who she was. I swear to God. And once she caught everything, and I caught everything. I'm like, oh shit, hold on, that's my boy girl. Like, what the fuck? And we squashed that, and we seen what? Like, hold on. This hanging with a single person puts a person that's in a relationship at a disadvantage of life, period. Just at a disadvantage. You never know what might happen. You just never know. So sometimes, even when somebody, your brother, your daddy, you just don't want to put nothing past nobody. And I think that's what kept me and my boys homeboy for so long and brothers for so long, is because even though we trusted each other, because I think I came back and I told it what went down. It's an unnatural feeling when you're single and people don't understand us as men. We don't give a damn who really holler at us. We just throw a fishing pole out there. And if you
fishing pole right out there.
You know what I'm saying? If you tug on the bait, hold on. By the time we see what we got, that's why you go fishing. You see what you got and you throw it back in the water because you're like, oh shit. Either that's not mine, that's not what I came here for. That's not this. That's why the world of social media is so much of a mirage. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So, I say that to say this, man. Make sure you understand how to stay in your lane. Because sometimes you will overstep it. And our next topic is a good one. And it's overstepping your lane. That happens a lot, ladies. And you just have to know your role, man. When it's time for those kids to be mommy, it's time for those kids to be mommy and taken care of, on a humble way as far as love and affection. Father can show some love and affection, but that ain't the father's primary job, y'all.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
It got to be some tough love in there. It got to be somebody that corrects your wrongs to the fact of where you going to fight mama, but you ain't going to fight daddy. Not no real daddy. You're not going to sit there and fight your daddy. I don't care how rough you is, how tough you is. We as hood as it going to get. We still had respect for our parents no matter what. That don't make you no hood person. That don't make you the toughest person in the world.
All I gotta say about that is go if y'all don't understand what he's saying. My son, my oldest, was talking shit one day, and this was Thanksgiving, and he thought it was bad because he's taller than me. You know what I'm saying? But then when it came time to slap on the boxing glove, he was like, "Oh no, man, my daddy did this, my daddy boxed, my daddy did this." But no, you were just talking trash. All I'm gonna say, And when my boy speak on tough love, go to that Instagram, stroll on down to the videos, and you'll see me and my son boxing, and you'll see what I did to him. But guess what? At the end of the day, I respected him. I told him, I say, don't talk shit just because you think you got size on somebody. Plus, I'm your daddy. I will fuck you up.
And that's your lane. You see how that's still in your lane, though? Mama ain't trying to fight, son. Mama would have came and told daddy, hey, Junior just tried to put his hands on me.
That's why they always do that.
Exactly. Every time stay in your lane, you got to do it.
Every time my kids give their baby mamas an issue, bro, my kids' moms call me because they know how I'm coming. They know how I'm coming. I ain't asking no question what you did. I ain't finna say why you done it. What you did? It's this. What you did? Okay. Now, how would you like it if I did that? Now you know I don't play that. Do you want to see me or not? No, daddy. All right then. If treat me as you would treat your mother, because I fucking hurt you.
Exactly.
So let me calm it down a little bit and let me get in details about what he just said. Stay in your lane. See, when it comes to parenting, and this is an excellent topic, man. When it comes to parenting, a woman is a nurturer. A man, like you said, we will look tough. A kid can put on a kid. It doesn't matter if that kid is a boy or a girl. They can put on some skates and they'll go skating and fall 10 times and scrape themselves. A mom will be like, I'm sorry, baby, let me go get a Band-Aid. 10 times that woman will say, I'm sorry, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't need to do this and that. That one time, we'll be like, shit, quit falling. Learn how to skate. Quit falling.
Exactly.
We'll help you up that first time. We'll help you up that first time. But we're gonna say that second time, we definitely gonna say stop falling. You know, realize what you're doing wrong, correct it, and continue on your journey on learning to do what you need, what you're trying to do. That's the difference with staying in your lane, especially when it comes to parenting. When we put our foot down, our foot is down. Women, they put their foot down, then they begin to let it up. And I'd be like, no, whoa, what you doing? What you doing? Keep your foot down. Don't take that foot up.
Keep your foot down, ladies. Keep it down.
And that's where the misconception and the difference come into play, because they be like, well, mama said I could. No. I don't give a damn what mama say. It's what I say.
Yeah.
You know.
Keep it down, ladies.
And that comes with both parents, both parties, you know, because there are a lot of you know, what I call ready-made families out there, where we get into situations where, like, my lady has a child, I has kids. So that's what you call a ready-made family. Where men, we bring more discipline and authority to the household. Women, y'all bring a fraction of that. And then y'all start giving the child what they want. And I ain't saying all women do that, because there are some strong women out there. My mama was strong, my sister was strong. They you know, God bless the dead. I love my sister Valerie Lane. But everybody that knows her, they know she is straight up legit. Didn't play, tell you how it is. And if you had a problem with it, you had to see her. That's just the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? My sister at one point in time was our mother and father. And we respected her. I mean, everybody in the hood know Pep. Everybody knew Pep, man. And they knew she's a true legend of Valdosta, man. That's just the bottom line. When, you know, a lot of people, you know, passed away in Valdosta, but when Valdosta lost my sister, they lost the legend. They really lost the legend. But she was the one that corrected us. She was the one that kept us in our lane. You know, to say, hey man, you know you wrong. I'm finna beat your ass, and then I'm gonna tell mom and daddy when they get home, and guess what? You gonna get your ass whooped again. And that goes back to what Zach said earlier. Stay in your lane. You know, stay in your lane. Even in a relationship, A woman needs to know her place. You know. So how can you ask a man to lead, right? And walk away from a situation? First and foremost, how many times we gotta walk away from a situation? Second of all, women, y'all need to learn to shut up, because you're not out here making the money. Man. You're not out here paying the bills. You're not out here paying the cell phone bills. You're not out here putting gas in the car. You're not doing that.
But even if you are, still learn how to be quiet and shut the hell up. That should be make that a secret signature finishing move of your own. You are going to be heard. And I ain't mean to cut, bro, but you are going to be heard. That's the chemistry we have. Ladies, you're going to be heard. You already have been heard. I promise you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're gonna be heard, because the first thing what happens in an argument is that even though we are the man, when the woman and the man go to arguing, even though we are the man, the first thing we're gonna do, a man is gonna shut up and listen to what that woman has to say.
Exactly.
That's just automatic. But when that man go to speak, guess what happens? She don't want to talk no more. Or the conversation making her mad, and guess what? She don't want to talk no more. Then, it's revisit the conversation. But when you revisit the conversation, ain't nothing to talk about, because guess what? Y'all asses don't want to talk no goddamn more. When are we gonna talk?
Man.
When are we gonna talk?
You know what I'm saying? He's basically saying majority of women are the same. Think about what he's saying, ladies. This probably in your relationship too. It's probably in whatever relationship you've probably been in, to where somebody's hitting on one of these points to where it's a time or two you probably could have been quiet, and the situation probably wouldn't have arose to where you had to call the police, you had to yell in front of your kids, you had to embarrass your family.
So here's
dehumanize your man, pretty much.
So here's the crazy part behind that, right? A woman always say a man's supposed to walk away from a situation. He's supposed to deviate the situation. He's supposed to not deviate. The correct word is mediate. He's supposed to mediate the situation. But here's the fucking thing. Here's where I have a problem. How many times a man got to walk away? Because what happened is, in the heat of an argument, which don't make sense, it's pointless. A man that continues to walk away becomes what? A pussy. And I ain't exactly. I hate to put it like that, but the disrespect starts, right? Not only does the disrespect start, but at the same time, let me lean in and say this here. Bro, yo dick start turning into a pussy, bro. And your masculinity is disappearing.
But hold on. Every day.
But hold on, let me say this here. But y'all asking for that man to lead. How can that man continue to lead and provide valuable resources to that family if y'all asses won't just shut up and listen?
That's it.
Am I telling the truth, or am I lying?
Sometimes
because the average woman. Let me tell you what's important in an argument, right? This goes back to the topic he said earlier about the debate versus argument. When a debate happens, it's done. It's neutral. You got your opinions, I got mine. In an argument, what's important to that woman is that the fact she has the last word. That's it.
My goodness.
And when a man,
that's it.
And when a man challenges that last word, it's, oh, you don't know how to shut up. You just don't know how to shut up. The fuck? What? I don't know how to shut up. Stop the cap. Like that little boy said, a bullshit. But here's the thing. Y'all ask for a masculine man. So here's what y'all get in return, right? You get a man that's providing and doing everything, but you go out here and get a thug that's over masculine, and time you don't shut up, guess what happens? He smacked the fuck out you.
Exactly.
And then you like, oh, this nigga just hit me. No, that's what you want. You don't want a masculine man. You want a man that puts his hand on women.
And they gonna put their hands on you.
Exactly. And here's how I look at it, man. Here's how I look at it. Okay. And not to downplay anybody in anybody's relationship, because everybody's relationship is different, right? But it goes back to what I said. If a woman just hush and listen, I guarantee you that man has a better plan than you do. Which, hold on, let's go back to the first topic, which brings what? Peace into the household. It instills peace into him. It instills peace into you. Then the house is peaceful. That peace is restored in that home. It's not distorted. Y'all can drink, fuck, do whatever to each other that night that y'all supposed to have to do, because it goes back to that man putting his foot down, saying what he got to say, listen to what you got to say, and then expounding on what this whole argument is about. It's not about a woman having the last word. It's about that man saying, okay, I understand, because he's gonna say that. Okay, I understand you, but here's the real issue. This is where it started. This is what caused this. This is how we resolve it. It's not about, I don't want to talk about it no more. Let's revisit the conversation. Let's do this. Let's do that. No, man, it ain't about that. You know, the bottom line is just shut up. Just listen. There's a reason why we are called leaders. and let me get on that. And they finna get mad at me, bro. They finna get mad at me. Let me get on that, and then I'm gonna get off of it. I'm gonna give it back to you. So, like I said, bro, this was a long time coming. They done fucked up. They don't let your boy got on the podcast. So here's where a lot of people say, oh, this and that about the Bible, right? So there's a reason why men are leaders, right? There's Adam and Eve, right? God told Adam not to eat the fruit, not to eat the apple from the tree. Adam wasn't eating no apple from the tree because he was listening to God. Guess what Eve did? Eve told him to take the goddamn bite. Eve told him to take a bite of the apple, eat the fruit. So I'm gonna say this here: who in the wrong?
Hey, that's a good point, because
who's born to lead, who's not? You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
That goes now. It's crazy how I done implemented all these topics in this one subject. That goes back to this topic right here. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. If Eve would have stayed in her lane and not told Adam to eat the apple from the tree, we'll still be walking around butt naked to this day.
Hey, what wasn't told in that was Adam probably said no. Adam probably was like, no, man. He told him not to do it. No.
God told him not to do it, man. What you doing? You know what I'm saying?
He's like, you better eat that goddamn apple. Pussy ass nigga.
Right. I'm gonna be mad at you.
You won't get nothing about that tomorrow.
Yo, dead ass, bro, dead ass. But here's the thing, though. But here's the question. Here's the crazy part. This is a topic for another day, which is gonna be a good topic. So, with that being said, because a lot of women out here saying, "Oh, we manipulate this and that," but in the beginning of time, who was the manipulator?
Creator of manipulation.
Who's the manipulator? I ain't telling nobody to eat no goddamn fruit from no tree.
Hey,
a man ain't tell a woman to eat the fruit from the tree. A woman told a man to eat the goddamn fruit from the tree.
Hey, guess what? No, guess what? Guess how smooth that is. That actually eases us into our last topic, man. That eases us right into the last topic. And I know this one's gonna be a little controversial, but
who gives
all my churchgoers that get on here, exactly. Hey, we love you. We love you.
It's all
right
love,
here is
man.
about keeping it real. Yeah, but we gotta keep it real, 100% real,
but
man. 100%.
This is why on my Facebook, I call this. I literally said the title is this is topics about topics. It's about keeping it real. Of course, everybody gonna have their opinion. People not like I said at the end of the day, but guess what? I pay these bills out here 48.39 and here in Port Richard. I pay these bills. You know what you feel me? Nobody else will pay my bills. I pay all the bills. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. Y'all, it's rare that a person that works 9 to 5 make $100,000 a year.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't sell drugs. I don't do shit but bust my motherfucking ass because I like to be comfortable. I like to be comfortable in hopes to better my lifestyle for my family. And with that being said, yes, I do make $100K a year. I put in the work, I put in the overtime, and it's well deserved. And I'm gonna leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? If you go out here and you work hard towards it, you'll get it. You know, I just wish I knew what I knew now a lot younger. And the fact that all the money that between me and my homeboys, I calculated it one day and I asked the tar. I had everybody on the phone, man, in the text me. I said, how much money y'all think we had as homeboys together? Bro, we done had about like a good 2, 3 to 5 million between all of us, bro. That's a lot of fucking money that we just blew away. That's a lot of money that we just blew away.
I went a stretch. And your brother went a stretch for about 7 years straight. I made 150. This in my 20s, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's sad because when you look back at all the money you done spent, all the fun you done had,
just selfish,
and you just look around and you be like, damn, I ain't got shit to show for that.
Exactly.
I ain't got shit to show for that.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's part of life, man. That's life lessons, man.
Yeah.
And the seeds. Look, what you think about this whole thing about people not going to church no more? I'm gonna tell you the reason why I haven't been going. And it probably gonna speak for a lot of people. Some of us, we are probably turned off by church because some of your leaders and some of your pastors and some of your preachers have been the utmost standing citizens. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us are spiritually inclined, but we're not inclined to the fact that we're all the way there as far as being religious, picking a certain religion to believe in. It's tough nowadays. Y'all got to be a little easy on us 80s and 90s babies, and some of the 70s babies too. You got to be a little bit more. You got to be a little easy on us. We don't really trust the church like we used to back in the day. Me and Aunt actually grew up playing basketball and all that in the church and all of that, but it's just now they're not being appealing to the younger generation, and you don't really see the younger generation in the church at all. You know what I mean?
Well,
because we're dropping the ball with it. What you think?
Well, that's because of a number of factors out there, and it's becoming more revealing than when it was when we was in church. Like back in the days, man, church was a top priority. Like it was at the forefront of. You say of every 10 homes in our neighborhood, church was at least 9 of them.
Exactly.
It was at the forefront of at least 9 homes. Yeah. Now it's more like go when you want to. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, and y'all finna hate me, but I don't give a shit. Church has become a fashion show. What? Motherfucker be in church with see-through shit on, skin tight ass motherfucking dress. Got your booty, got your 2-piece booty lifter on, titties all perky and shit. And y'all wonder why Pastor Bishop Mambatuka cheating and shit like that? Because you provoking the man. The man trying to preach a sermon, and you got titties all in his face. You know what I'm saying? But let me dive in a little deeper with this here, right? This is an excellent topic. So let's speak. Let's talk on old church versus new church versus old church.
Man, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, you're right.
Old churches, you had them God fearing people that instilled that in you, that said, "Hey, your ass is going to church, or you ain't going to play. You ain't talking on the phone. You gonna go home and clean up. You gonna go
Serious.
home and clean up." And then look at the attire back then for church. The attire was suit, long skirt, not hugging the body.
Real
That's
talk.
old school church. You know, back then the old school church had a graveyard in their background where all your ancestors were buried at. Now it's about who got the best church, who got, you know what I'm saying, the most
Swag.
the most
Swag.
swag, who congregation is the largest. It was, and I hate to say this, and I'm gonna talk about my city a little bit. I don't mean to do this, but it gotta be talked about. For a minute, man, it was always a battle between New Life and Union Cathedral.
Hey, it's always that 1 and 2,
but don't get me wrong when I say this. God bless Larry Daddy. I love him to death. I met the man. He stayed right around the corner from my parents. Love him.
That's a Larry D. Manning Sr. Larry D. Manning Sr. Yeah,
God bless him.
Yeah, he was the truth.
Real guy. And
he was the truth.
Don't get me wrong. I love Bishop McCray at Union Cathedral. Don't get me wrong. That man church is fire and it's on point, because I remember going to his church, bro, when it was at the fork in the road, right? Which is now which was Obama Boulevard. It was Forest Street, the church at the fork in the road. I remember that, man. Me and my family me and my dad, we got invited to his church. We went to that church, man. And man, that church was jumping. And Bishop McCray said, man, if y'all feel like jumping up, I mean, at that time he was a reverend. At that time he was like, if you feel like jumping up and shouting, shout. If you feel like doing et cetera, do this and that. That man said, if you feel like kicking your feet. Man, one dude got up and kicked his foot all the way around that church, and I was like, what in the world? And that's old school churches. The spirit was there. The people was there. It was real. You know what I'm saying? Modern church is about the building. It's about the building funds. It's about now, you know, pastors and preachers and stuff like that are being funded by their lifestyle is being funded by the congregation. Yeah. And it's sad. So he said the best. Right. He said, why people ain't in the church like that these days? Let me tell you why. Now a lot of churches are being exploited. The pastors are being exploited. Let me give you an example.
Exactly.
There was one preacher that was just arrested down here in Florida. I read this today. He was arrested here in Florida because he was using somebody's Social Security, a dead person's Social Security, for 12 years and receiving funds for that. And this person been dead 12 years. Now, how are you supposed to listen to a man that's preaching the word of God when he ain't following the word of God?
That's the key.
That's now, why would I want to go listen to somebody? Why I want to follow somebody to a bottomless pit? You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, let me say this here. First and foremost, people have to understand that the church is just a building. The people make up the church. You are the church. The church is in you.
Exactly.
We just come together at a building to praise the church. And if y'all realize it or not, if y'all ain't into the Bible like that, in the Bible it only speaks of one church, and that's the Church of Christ. One church, and that's the Church of Christ. And I'm gonna let that sit right there and let y'all think about it and let y'all soak and let that register. Don't speak about one church in the Bible, Church of Christ.
The younger generation is being left behind because me and you have like a basis to live off of and a true belief in God. There is many people that are saying that Christians are dwindling down by the numbers. them saints, Christians, whatever you want to call it. Like he said, it's supposed to be one church, but it's not. It's broken up, and we're following the ways of people over there in Europe.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why the American ways is just so fucked up. You know why? I'm gonna tell you this up front, boy. Y'all gonna hate me, but hey, that's just what this for. You either gonna hate me, or you gonna love me, cause I'm speaking facts. So here's what happened and what changed, and we seen the change as we was coming up, and as we get older, this is what started happening. Hey, Zach. Hey, man, I'm finna go to New Life. You wanna come? Zach ain't going to New Life because he wanna go to church. Zach going to New Life because I asked him to come.
Man.
Now, look at the difference in what I just said. A lot of friends and a lot of people are attending churches because people went. They've been asked. Here's the difference. When you feel like you want to get
message.
Yeah, that's what I'm just about to hit on. If you feel like you wake up Sunday morning and you want to get up and you feel like praising God, that means you're going to church for church. You're going to church to receive the Holy Spirit. You're going to church to receive the Holy God. You're going to church to receive the Holy Word. It's a difference. When you go in church and you get somebody up and just going there to take up space. But let me go back to what I just said. There's a difference when you go to church to receive the Holy Word rather than just going to church to take up space. When you go to church to just take up space, you're just going to see who's there. You're going to talk about who's there and why they here. They did this last night. They was out clubbing last night, but you was out clubbing too. It's changed. And here's where churches have lost the sight of things. Okay. And I love my old school churches. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all, but y'all lose your congregation when you talk about what's been done back in y'all days. You know, talk about what's going on in this modern world and implement it with the Bible. Implement it with what, if you don't do right, if you don't walk right, if you don't live right, what's going to happen? A lot of killing going on. A lot of kids are dying, senseless dying. Implement that in your studies, implement that in your word, and watch your congregation grow. Now, I ain't here to preach because I ain't no preacher, but I'm here to share knowledge because reading is fun to mental. And that's just the bottom line. And it's clear as day, but
to add on that, exactly what he just said, all I'm going to add is people are charging for a message. If YouTube had it to where you had to pay, you wouldn't be here right now listening to us, trying to support us. But at the end of the day, that's what's going on with churches also. They have manipulated the grandmothers so much and the grandmothers so much. But grandma and great grandma understood that there was a price to pay to keep the lights on, especially when most churches wasn't funded by big churches. Most of these churches now, they're funded by big church. A big church owns them and they actually pay the rent or the lease to a bigger church. And the reason is, so when you don't show up, they can either buy them out the loan because they're taking a loan on it, or what they'll do is, if a church is doing better than another church, I've seen it about 4 different occasions here in Atlanta, to where bigger rising Black churches became bigger than the white churches, and the white churches actually downsized and switched leases with the pastor from another church. And that's crazy. I never even thought about that, but that's how the pastor he actually, when I went to church a couple times last year, he broke it down and said that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? And this is the guy that owned the building. The church owns the building. They own both buildings, but the Black congregation was doing better than the white congregation in Atlanta Atlanta's still rising in numbers. It's number 6 now as far as being overpopulated. So when you're talking about the growth of the church, man, now, and I know y'all probably don't want to hear this, all right? Gays, lesbian, LGBT community are making more money than a lot of your straight households. They're the CEOs, they're the top presidents of these companies, they're the top managers, and they control the market from New York, Atlanta, Chicago, all our big cities, LA, maybe not in Houston so much, but Miami, Tampa. I don't know if Orlando's getting like that, but these guys are now
I'm sure it is Florida, bro.
The narrative. You know what I'm saying? They control the narrative, really. So you wondering why the church congregations got small. Remember, there was a time, and I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time where a lot of gays couldn't come to church. And yeah, you might have had a choir director that was gay, but he didn't come out. He didn't come out until the last couple years, about 5, 10, 15 years, because he feared that he was not going to be able to be allowed to be comfortable at church anymore. And
right.
now it's getting more.
He felt like he wasn't.
You see what I'm saying?
He felt like he wasn't accepted.
He felt like he wasn't accepted. Exactly. You know what I mean?
But not the I don't want to dive into the whole LGBT, GYFL community and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with them, but man, it's been turned upside down, man. Back in the days, if you was attracted to the same sex, it stayed that way. Nobody knew about it. Now it's all in the open, and it has affected our youth, our future, because now it's been implemented into TV shows, it's been implemented into cartoons, and it's been implemented into it's been programmed into our youth head. So how can you say a child knew they was gay when they was a child? A child don't know that they are gay. That's programmed. That's taught.
It's being reproduced too.
It's being allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nothing to the whole the gay community, the lesbian community, and stuff like that. But as a human race, man, we have lost our morals and respect for just living and enjoying what life has to offer us, because of the fact that a lot of stuff is programmed into us, and we think that things supposed to be this way or things supposed to be that way, and it's really not. That's why when you go to other countries, they live so better. They treat you better. They just free.
They don't overstep their boundaries.
A lot of countries don't even tolerate that type of living, because they don't believe in it. And for all the the spiritual people, for the spiritual world, I understand that if a man likes seeing another man, a woman likes seeing another woman, which goes back to church. How can you preach the word of God, or how can you implement the word of God and run the church and become a bishop or whatever, when in the Bible it states that is wrong? But guess what? We still continue to go. We still continue to follow. And guess what? We still continue to jump down that hole when that pastor jump or that bishop jump. So you have to ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I following the right path? There's a church in Tampa, man, and I love this church. I love this guy. this church in Tampa, man, these people don't require no dress code because the Bible say come as you are. That means if you want to go to church in your pajamas, go to church in your pajamas. If you want to go to church in your shorts and Air Force Ones and t-shirt, go to church. It's not about, like, that's what I said earlier. It's not about who looked the best, who got on the best dress with the flower cap to the side. It's not about that. It's about receiving the word. It's about getting something out of that, man. But like I said, it has become such a fashion show to, it has gotten sad. But you wonder why all these churches are now being exposed. Is because of all the BS that's been found out. Back in the days, it's and the crazy part about it, man, it's been going on. This ain't nothing new. That's why back in the days, all the eyesight was on the Catholic churches because of what they was doing, what the Catholic preachers and priests was doing to these young boys. Now, it has been all churches, black, white, green, blue, Chinese, it doesn't matter. Everybody is being exposed because at the end of the day, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, nothing to my LGBT, LYS community or whatever, but I can honestly sit here and say I cannot follow a gay or lesbian preacher to where I know in the fact in the Bible that is wrong. And I'm a believer of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. Again, this is an opinion. I'm not saying that ain't what y'all supposed to do. One thing my parents taught me, man, you make your bed hard, you lay in it. That's your bed. I know one thing about me is I'm trying to sleep comfortable at night. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to sleep rough.
So if wrong and right.
If I'm gonna follow a path, I'm gonna make sure that path is right for me, right for my family, so we can get some out of it. And when we called home, we'll be going through the gates of heaven, when our time comes. But my thing is, how can I follow somebody that ain't living right, trying to preach and educate us on the right word?
And think about this too. I need you to think about all the prayer warriors are slowly dying off year by year. You know who the prayer warriors are. You know that lady who you really, really, really trust. You know the grandmas and that deep auntie, that great auntie you had that always prayed for the family.
I'm gonna tell you why that's dying off.
You know what I'm saying?
Because back then, man, the prayer warrior was 60 and up, 50 and up. Grandmas was 50 and up. On an average, 60 and up. Nowadays, man, grandma what, 22, 25. Aunties is 19 years old, 14 years old. Auntie, bro. So how can a 14-year-old auntie teach maturity to a younger child, to somebody that's younger than her? You know what I'm saying? And nothing to that, because my niece just became an auntie. But how can you being an auntie be classified just because you're an auntie in an auntie's conversation? How can you as an auntie be sitting in a grown folks auntie's conversation? You can't. Can't,
bro.
You can't. You have an auntie. We become aunties and uncles because of a physical altercation has happened in our life, right? But that don't mean we go sit at the grown folks table.
Let me ask you this. Accountability is what we talked about. Do you think it's time for us to pick up the rock and run with it? Try to become the prayer warriors?
I'll say this here, and that's a good question. So I'm new to Florida. I've been in Florida since 2020, since late 2020. And we just had our last year we had our McKinnon's side of the family reunion down here. So that torch was passed on from the elderly folks that usually run it to a more younger but older but mature generation. My cousin Leviticus ran it. Um, I was the third person on the committee. You know,
Gotcha.
which I'm happy because I'll be 44 in May, and to be on a family reunion committee to where people you're depending on you as far as communication is huge.
Exactly.
To where people is depending on you to get the word out, to use your resources, Facebook, emails, everything is huge. So to take over and show that older generation, hey, we can do this too. Because at that time, man, you got to realize, man, if if people start attending and having these family reunions, man, every time you go, at least two or three people has died off of the elderly generation. You know what I'm saying? But at least one, and that specific one has held a title. You know,
Yeah.
in that was on that chair board for the family reunion. So the answer to your question, you absolutely right. It's time for us to step up and take over.
Yeah.
We get so content and comfortable with the older crowd running the show as far as the family
Exactly.
reunion and stuff like that. Till
Yeah,
we
that's
have
how I
to
feel.
raise our hand and say, "Hey, man, let I want to do that." You know what I'm saying? Show me how it's done, and if I need problems or if I have run into problems, I reach back out to you. It is our time. Absolutely, it is our time to step up, step out, and take over and show the younger generation, you know, how it's done. That way, that when it's their time, they're not scared.
All
So
right.
absolutely,
Y'all hear that?
that's the question.
70s and 80s, baby. It's time to rise up. Same way how y'all rose up with this Georgia and y'all turned it from red to blue. It's time to rise up, man, and be the leaders now. You know, man, bro, I appreciate you, man. It's all love. You know, I love the hell out you, bro.
Likewise,
Monday,
man.
Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, y'all. We're gonna try our best. Sometimes we gonna make it every time, but we're gonna
That's
majority of the time we're gonna try our best to.
that's
I think
called
we got
life.
something nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, tune in with us, man. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, man. We trying to get this podcast thing back on track, man. You know, we great at what we do, and y'all have to understand that, you know, it's always two sides to a story. It's always, you know, opinions. We ain't here to piss people off. We here to state facts. We here to state
Exactly.
opinions. Notice that when we do bring up facts, we will implement, you know, statistics. A number will be thrown out there because trust and believe we have done our research.
Exactly.
Um, I don't expect we don't expect people to agree with us on everything, but it's not about agreeing with us. It's about listening and learning. Everything that we talk about might not resonate to you. It might just, you know, hit home in certain situations of your livelihood. You know, I listen to old people all the time. I talk to older people all the time. Everything they talk about don't resonate with me, but certain situations do. So that's why I listen to them. I learn from them. I take that information because knowledge is power, and we tend to forget that, which goes back to what I said earlier. There are a lot of us, and I was at that point in time with our handout, asking for handouts with our handout, instead of going out
Mm.
there and doing the work and learning the criteria, you know, on our own. Um, there is a lot of us that that just, you know, we want that easy route, and
Yeah.
that's that same thing in a relationship. Everybody want an easy relationship. You want the good. You want the peaches and cream, but you don't want the spoiled apple and the stink trash that comes with it. You know, sometimes you got to
For real.
say hell with it. You know, put that trash in the bag and take it out. You know what I'm saying? And then walk back in the house. And that's how you better yourself in your relationship or in your livelihood. I have a motto, man. If I can't fix it, fuck it. That's just that's just it. A lot of
And
people
that's
say,
how it
man,
should be though.
a lot of people say, man, how you look still, how you 40 some years old and you still look young. You know, I don't have a gray hair on my head. I'm blessed. I do have them showing up in my chin hairs, man. But a lot of people ask me how you look young. That's just my secret, man. My secret sauce. If I can't fix it, fuck it. If I can't pay that bill today, that motherfucker gonna get paid when I get ready to pay.
Don't dwell on it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, don't
Try your
dwell on it,
best to
man,
not
because
dwell on it.
you know, stress is the number one killer, man. Like stress kills, and you know,
Holding
like
grudges is stress.
that shit kills and it destroys from inside out, man.
Yeah.
And like I told my lady the other day, man, like the difference between a man and a woman is that we can be mad at you, we can get in an argument and be mad at each other, right? In the next 5 minutes, even be that long. That man will still come and love on you like y'all
Not
never
supposed to
argue.
be.
But that woman, oh boy, she'll
All
hold a
right,
grudge
ladies.
till next year. And that's just the
All
truth.
right, ladies. That's real talk. Well, all right, bro, man. We're gonna get on it. We're gonna let you go, guys. See you Monday, 7. That's Ant Brown. This is Zach Wallace. Again, follow us on IG, TikTok.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy,
Facebook.
man. Tune in to tune out.